Section 3 Overview. How to configure and create content. Themes, types, elements and fields. Creation of relationships. Section 3A Repository Manager. The Repository Manager is the solution hub in terms of creation and maintenance of solution content. It provides a user-friendly interface where the information the solution is to use can be configured. The most commonly used functionality is covered below, and access can be found under the File tab and then by selecting the Manage Repository option. Section 3B Themes. Within the Manage Repository section, the user is able to access Manage Themes. For the purposes of this training, themes should be simply thought of as a container of elements. For instance, you might have a theme called Books. In this example, individual books will be elements in Mood, and the Books theme is used as the container, and hence the Books theme will encompass all books. To create a new theme, a user simply has to click on the New Theme option and enter the new theme's name. For instance, we could create a new theme called College Roles. Section 3C Types. Having created a theme, the next possible step is to create types within that theme. These can be considered to be subdivisions of the theme itself and are provided to the user for clarification purposes. In order to create a new type within the theme, the user must click on the New Type header and provide a suitable title. In our books example, we might want to subdivide books into reference, fiction, non-fiction, etc. We group these as we might want to record different information about each different role. For demonstration purposes, the type created is Tutors within the College Roles theme. Upon creation, the user should click on the OK option found in the bottom right-hand corner of the pop-up box. Section 3D Elements. Within Mood, an element is an object which can hold information, be queried, added to a view, and many other functions designed to allow held information to be passed to the consumer. In our books analogy, this will be an individual book, and you might want to record and display the author, title, ISBN number, etc. On the left-hand side of the solution, you should now see that under Themes, there is a new theme called College Roles. The user should at this point right-click on the College Roles theme and select the New option. At which point we're going to create elements of the tutor type created earlier. For the purpose of good solution housekeeping, it is common practice to entitle the new element as hashtag and then the name of the type, i.e. in this instance, hashtag tutors. To demonstrate this further, we will now create two further elements within the new hashtag tutors theme type. To do this, right-click on the hashtag tutors element and then New, giving the new element the name Lieutenant Colonel Eva Williams. Right-click the hashtag tutors element again and repeat this process to add Professor Andrew Heath. If the user now wants to investigate the new tutors further, e.g. Professor Andrew Heath, they can do so by right-clicking on the respective element and choosing Open. At the moment, this information is blank, so we're going to add details shortly to remedy this. Section 3E, Field Types. When you create an element, you might also want to record details that can be used to describe that element. These details will be recorded in fields, so for instance, when describing a book, we might want to have fields for author, title and price. It should be noted that fields are sometimes called properties, and these two terms are interchangeable. Individual fields will be assigned a field type, and these can be used to restrict what information is recorded in that field. For instance, author and title might be string types, allowing us to use all alphabetical and numeric values, whereas price might be a fractional number type which only allows input of numeric values. Field types used within the solution can be created and maintained within the Manage Field Types section. First, you will need to launch the Manage Field Types dialog. This can be found in the File menu under Manage Repository and then by selecting Manage Field Types. We will now create a number of fields. We will cover the three most often used field types, which are simple, string, true, false, numeric and date, formatted text, and finally pick list. The creation process for each is the same. Having selected the type to create it, i.e. a fractional number, then the user chooses New at the foot of the pop-up and provides a suitable name for the item. Simple type 1, string. Ensuring that the word string is highlighted, click on it if not already the case, right-click on New, and then call the new string field Subject. Simple type 2, true, false. As per previous type, ensure that the true, false is highlighted. Click on it if this is not the case. Right-click on New and then call the new true, false field Contractor. The true, false function is provided for when there are two possible outcomes. Simple type 3, whole number or fractional number. When dealing with numeric values, if in any doubt, always use fractional numbers to show your output. Create a fractional number called salary by selecting fractional number, right-clicking and choosing New, then give the item the appropriate name. We then want to add further detail to the salary type, and so after naming it, choose the Format option on the right hand side and make the three following changes. Prefix should have the £sign value added. Digit grouping should be divided into groups of 3. And decimal places should be set to a value of 0. Simple type 4, date. To add a new date, ensure date only is selected, then right click and choose New, and finally name the field as joined date. Formatted text. In order to add a new formatted text option, users must first choose the formatted text option on the left-hand side of the Manage Field Types. And then having clicked New, they should call the value Short Biography. Pick list. The final value to be added is a pick list. A pick list will ensure that the user can only select from a given list of items. For instance, we might want to define a rag status, and users should only be able to set this field to red, amber or green. As we will discover later, we can also use a pick list to display colours, icons or shapes to represent the selected value. In order to add a new pick list option, users must first choose the pick list option on the left-hand side of the Manage Field Types area. And then, having clicked New, they should call the value Evening Working. The user must also define the items to be used in this pick list. To do this, click on the New option on the right-hand side and then create the pick items Y, N and Unknown. The colour, icon and shape associated with the pick list item can be defined by right-clicking the item and selecting the relevant item from the pop-up menu. Having completed this step, click on the Close step in the bottom right-hand corner. Click Yes to confirm these changes. Section 3E, Relationships. Relationships can be thought of as the link between two elements, either of the same theme type or of another type. In order to complete this next step, we need to create a new theme to relate to. Therefore, in the Manage Themes section, we need to create a new theme of subject area and a new type of subject. The process for this is detailed previously for reference purposes. Having created the subject type, we now need to create the relationship itself. This can be found under Manage Themes by selecting Connections and then Standard Relationships. Having done so, click on New Relationship Type and then give the relationship a suitable name, such as Tutor Subject. Having named the new relationship, we now need to say what its target will be, and to do so, we click on the Tutor Subject relationship, at which point further options will appear on the right-hand side. As we are focused on the Can Relate To item, this is what we choose. Upon doing so, we are shown what the relationship can relate to, and the subject is the item we need to choose. Also, ensure that the relevant One Element or Many Elements radio button is selected. In this instance, we will accept the default One Element, which will automatically apply a restriction to ensure that users cannot assign two or more subjects to a tutor. At this time, click OK to save these changes. Section 3F, Assign Fields and Relationships. Having created the fields and relationships we wish to use, it is now time to assign them to the tutor's theme type we created earlier. In order to do so, we need to choose the Themes tab under the Manage Themes. Once here, click on the Tutors option. Having done so, on the right hand side a number of options appear. Click on the Definition choice and add the following fields and relationships. Under the Add section in the bottom right hand corner, choose Fields and then place a tick against Subject, Salary, Contractor, Join Date, Short Biography, contained under formatted text. And finally, under pick list, choose evening working. Having done so, please click OK. Relationships. Under the Relationship section in the bottom right hand corner, choose Tutor Subject, and this will define what is the source of the relationship. Note you can also create field types from the Manage Themes dialog shown above by clicking the Fields button. This will launch the Manage Field Types dialog and we can create or edit field types. This also enables users to reuse an existing field type by clicking the tick box associated with the field type to add to the selected theme. Section 3 Exercise. We have now created the ability to hold information on elements and also to detail the linkages between different element types. However, as of yet, we have not populated any of these fields or relationships with information. This can be proven by right-clicking on either of the two elements we have created under #tutors and then choosing Open. Therefore, in order to complete section 3, we need to add this detail as follows. 3.1. Add the additional field working time as a fractional number to the tutor's theme. (3.2) Create two elements under the #subject area element under subject area. To do this, firstly create the #subject area element. And then create the two elements called Command Theory and Practice and International Relations. (3.3) Populate the information for Lieutenant Colonel Eva Williams and Professor Andrew Heath per the detail provided, with the exception of the tutor-subject relationship. Where no values are provided, such as contractor or evening working, then leave this as unknown. To begin, right-click on Lieutenant Colonel Eva Williams and Open. The subject is Command Theory and Practice. The salary is $83,500. Contractor is blank. Date joined is December 19th, 2017. Short biography is 20 years experience in this field. Evening working is yes or Y. And working time is 0.5. Repeat these steps for Professor Andrew Heath per the detail provided. Having completed this for Professor Andrew Heath, the details should show as shown on screen. 3.4. Regarding the tutor-subject relationship, this should be populated by clicking on the tutor-subject header. We will first do this for Lieutenant Colonel Eva Williams. Under Tutor Subject, pick the Choose option. This will present a drop-down list of all subjects from which you can select the appropriate item. In this case, Command Theory and Practice. We will then replicate this step for Professor Andrew Heath. In this time, it will be International Relations.